Hi everyone, it's Amy Brooks here with your weekly collective guidance for July 18th to the 24th of 2001. I am really excited about the energy of this week. I'm really excited about the cards that were chosen for us this week. So I pulled from three separate oracle decks. And one card from each popped out. And so I'll start with the first, and that's from the Work Your Light Oracle from Rebecca Campbell. We've got the Awakening card. Okay, so this is just talking about kind of a new way of being, new perspectives, some energetic upgrades. Okay, so what does energetic upgrades means? Well, essentially that would just be us kind of having some aha moments perhaps and seeing the truth in things, seeing underneath things, being able to see through patterns and just kind of going, oh, okay. Just kind of receiving these kind of insights this week that will provide a lot of clarity for us. But I'm also kind of feeling a little bit of confusion at times. So when we talk about activating or leveling up, there's a lot of positive type emotions that surface, but there's also some negative ones simply because when we break from a pattern, sometimes we can feel, I don't know, a little bit of grief, a little bit of anger, whatever it is, when we have these realizations, oh, we can kind of grieve the time wasted, the time lost. We can be angry at ourselves or others for kind of like not getting it before, whatever it is. There is, there's an opportunity perhaps for you to kind of go and feel a little bit of anger. But for the most part, it feels very positive. If we can keep the perspective that anything that's coming through this week, any sort of little nudges or intuitive downloads, as I like to say, are very purposeful. They will provide you clarity. Just be open to receiving them, okay? Don't overthink. Overthinking leads to overwhelm, right? So just spend some time grounding this week. And when I say grounding, I simply mean some time doing things like connecting your physical body, connecting to your physical body is essentially what I mean. So perhaps some time outside, some doing some sort of physical activity in which you're like really feeling your physical body, because so often we feel like a disconnect to our body, right? This is really calling for you guys to stay in your body, and the best way to do that is to do things in which you're engaging with it. So maybe I'm like seeing an image of somebody swimming, running, like anything. It could be just like going out for a walk. Just make time for some physical activity this week. That will be kind of your homework for this week in terms of when you're feeling grounded or overwhelmed. I need to go do something in my body to help me feel grounded. Okay. So yeah, just, I feel like there may be some vivid dreams this week in which you're kind of like being encouraged to take a moment to ponder and think about, what did that mean? What's the message in that for me? It just feels like you're going to be very aware of like patterns, like certain cycles, like certain things coming back in your life over and over again, and you're just going to be like, oh, it just feels like that kind of week. But just remember to try to stay open and receptive this week to that. Anything that comes through feels very likely to bring forth positive change. Okay. Second card that comes through is the Goddess of the Moon, and this is the Energy Oracle cards. Again, message of receiving. This is a card of intuition. The moon represents intuition. This talks about our intuition really being increased this week. So when I talked about dreams in the previous card, that is relevant in this card as well. And just kind of getting some sort of little aha moments, some downloads in which you're gaining clarity or insights about things that you've been stalled on, perhaps. The key to this is really just being open to it. Not overthinking it, maybe not questioning, where did this come from, or how come it's only coming now? Why didn't I figure this out before? Let all those kind of things go and just be grateful that it is here now, that you're receiving, and work with it. So this feels like amazing opportunity for like up level, right? For the better. Amazing insights this week if you are open to it. I love these cards. They all say the same thing this week and again. So then I chose a Soul's Journey lesson card, and this is the freedom card. And so it says on it, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. This is really, again, a bit of being open to receiving wisdom and insights, because that promotes growth. Okay. And so this is really enforcing and encouraging this idea around that we really are only in control of ourselves, of our own thoughts, of our own behaviors and actions. And when we truly know that, and this is a practice because it's human nature to kind of get tangled up in other people's stuff as well, right? So it's a practice, and it's something you would need to remind yourself when you kind of get into that place of frustration or confusion or anger or anything with somebody else in which you're like, why won't you get this? We're only in control of ourselves. Okay. And so just a reminder to remind yourself of that when you feel like you're getting a little bit frustrated or any of the other emotions that I just spoke about it, because that knowledge and that belief, if you actually really start to practice that and believe it and see it as truth, it will free you from trying to live to other people's expectations, or trying to help other people kind of get there or get it, and they're not, and you're like, that's us trying to control a situation and trying to control another person, and it's not up to us. We've all heard this before, where you can only really change when you are ready to change. So somebody else could do everything in their power to help facilitate some sort of growth or change, and if you're not ready, you're not going to do it, right? And just think about that in the other way. Okay. Allow yourself to be who you are without other people's expectations. Free yourself from any judgment as well. So this kind of speaks of, limiting self-beliefs that we may carry at a soul level, and also, kind of in an energetic level, from this current life we're living, in which maybe the way society has taught us, perhaps how our family has taught us things, and we may, as we're growing and evolving, kind of have this moment where like, this doesn't fit with me. I don't have those same beliefs. I don't actually think that, and this can cause a little bit of a like, oh my God, a little bit of a crisis mode sometimes. And this is where this stirs up maybe perhaps the more negative side of the emotions, in which we might be grieving or angry or frustrated, because we've been living in this kind of programmed mindset that doesn't actually align with us. So have grace with yourself this week. Be open to receiving. I'm getting the goosebumps. It feels like an amazing week for insights and downloads, and clarity. And I, for one, am ready for that. So I hope this inspires everyone. Anything that you kind of have to get done this week, I feel like just allowing yourself the time to be open for receiving ideas, other people's thoughts, but also using this filter of like, does this fit with me or not? If it fits with you, run with it. If it doesn't, hold that boundary. But it feels like a great week to get stuff done. It feels like if we're open to receiving, and we have this ability to just really think about how we are only really in control of ourselves, and kind of take our expectations out from other people. I'm trying to get clarity. I want to make this as clear as possible. It just feels as if allowing ourselves that freedom this week of just really being responsible for ourselves will just be amazing in terms of productivity. So if you got some sort of projects coming along, just be open to receive, and then run with it. Have grace And as always, have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.